pray? Tell me, I guess you say start and then...
We're rolling, so anytime you want to start, and then we can edit it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Perfect, okay. God and Father, we just thank you for this opportunity. Ask for you to bless this video that Matthew and I are making. Bless it to the glory of your name and help us to glorify you in every way we can. And not to glorify ourselves, but we want to give you praise. Amen. This video is designed entirely for making pie, homemade pie. And my name's Andrew White. This is Matthew Leonard.
Hello.
Matthew Leonard is the producer. He's 100% producer.
Thank you.
Yeah, the tech guy. So anyways, when you get to pie, getting back to pie, in my opinion, there's two very, very important things. First of all, it's the apples. Second of all, it's the crust. They're really not a whole else unless you don't cook it right. But to me, apples are the most important. So I'll talk about some. This is some Macintosh apples right here. I freeze my apples. Now, you can get them a lot of ways. You can buy apples, but I personally like picking apples myself, and I like to freeze them because I always leave the skins on. There's two varieties I particularly like. Macintosh is one, and the other one's Jonathan. Here's some Jonathan apples. Those are the ones we're going to use for the pie today. Those are nice and thawed. One thing when you do these apples, you want to try and keep, if you're freezing them, you want to try and keep the air out of the bags. Now this is applesauce. Believe it or not, that's crab applesauce, and I'm really proud of my crab applesauce. Nobody I know makes the stuff, and that's a quart jar, a quart bag. Here's a quart jar, and I don't even add sugar or nothing. Just pick the stuff, you know. And the nice thing about crab apples, you can pick crab apples, and people will beg you to take the things. And it's awesome. And the way to do them is you got to cut them in half. Wash them and cut them in half because about 1/3 of them are going to be rotten. It's just the way it is with crab apples. Very seldom are the trees sprayed. But you stew them just like I do this stuff. The Jonathans, the Macintosh. And there's a lot of other great apples, but these are just happen to be my favorites. But when you to get the applesauce out of the crabs, it's a real challenge. And what I use is a method called a squeeze-o strainer. And a friend of mine's got one. What's his name? Nighty. Oh, no.
Jeff.
Jeff, yeah. Jeff Nighty taught me. He told me about it. But you go online and they got squeeze-o strainers. There's metal ones and there's plastic ones. And I've found that the plastic one is by far better. I wanted one so bad I bought them both. I bought two of them, and then I sold the metal one because the plastic one works so much better. So just for the use of this video, I went ahead and set my squeeze-o strainer up. So if you can turn the camera to this, and I'll kind of show it to you. What you do is you stew your apples up, and you take the pot over here, and you scoop them in, and then you just take it, and you grind them up like this. What you'll have is you'll have sauce come out here, and then you'll have cores and seeds, and the stems all come out over here. I put another little bowl there because these things leak a little. Instead of it leaking on the floor with a little juice coming out of this section here, I found that I just keep a little jar there, a little bowl there. But anyways, this will fill up with sauce. And these things are a pretty neat design. When I say the best thing is the plastics auger, I'll show you what I mean. I'll take it apart real quick so you can see. Here's the where the auger sits in here, and all the juice comes out here, and then out of here comes the seeds and the skin and cores or whatever. All the cores come out and they go over here. But the plastic auger is the way to go on these guys. So enough with that. We're gonna make a pie. So what I like, this is a product I've been using, and I ran across a pretty good recipe. I don't like it straight. I can't even pronounce it, but it's a pretty good product. I use a cup and a half of this stuff, and something like that. And then a cup and a half of whole wheat flour. Now pastry whole wheat's better, but it costs more. So I just get whatever I can get my hands on. So whole wheat flour, cup and a half of this. I don't know. You pronounce it.
Crusties.
You're nice.
Yeah.
So then take a stick of butter like this here. Get me a knife. Might have walked out of the camera, I don't know.
Oh, we're good?
Are we good?
Yeah, we're got your back.
You got my back, all right. So take a stick of butter like this here, cut it up in there.
Nice strokes.
You like
Yeah,
that?
very good.
Yeah. This ain't my first one. These take about 20 minutes usually. Uh-oh, I didn't start the oven. 350 right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yes, sir? I always get butter all over my hands doing that. This right here is time consuming, but I'll try and bust it out. The butter's got to be ground up. I don't know what you call this thing. You probably get them in a hardware store or something. I don't know. But I always bend it up and everything. I got to straighten it back out. Yeah, just in case you're not sure, I wash my hands at least twice.
So you're just mixing up the dough right now, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said, to get that stick of butter in there good and mixed up, you kind of got to cut it up with this thing. I don't know if this is cookie cutter
Yeah.
or I don't know if you get them at auto parts stores. I don't know where you get these things. My mom uses Golden Delicious. She loves those. And I just never turned into a big fan of them. Although I'd kind of like to try them more. I got lucky. We're here in northern Colorado, around Fort Collins, and I got kind of lucky. I run into a gal down at Berthoud that lets me pick apples off her tree,
Nice.
and those are the McIntosh. And then there's a friend of mine here in North Fort Collins. Now you got to add some water to this, not very much, but you got to put some in. There's a guy here in North Fort Collins lets me pick Jonathan's, and they don't use them either. So, works out nice for me, but not everybody wants to pick apples, you know. And I understand that. Not everybody wants to freeze apples and put them up and everything, but I like doing that. In my opinion, that's the way to get your best apples, and they're going to be better fresh than they are frozen. They will.
Okay.
They will.
Fresh apples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting about right here, Matthew.
Right.
It's getting pretty close. Maybe a little more water. The little dogs are being pretty good, you know. They're not.
They are.
Yeah, they're not usually like this.
Are we up for a dog shot? Should I go over there real quick?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a dog right there on the floor. Look at that dog right now.
Yeah, I don't recommend that kind of dog if you're ever looking at getting one.
That's a Jake dog.
Mm-mm.
We'll let you give the introductions for it.
Yeah, that's Jake. Now he's a lot of trouble. There's a lot of trouble. This is T-Dog. She's a bird dog. That's a hound dog down there. I don't recommend the hound dog. They're really hard to house train, and you can't scold them. You can't scold one of those dogs. He just growls at you. If he gets in trouble and you tell him about it, he just growls at you. It's an unusual thing. Yeah, I would not want that, but he used to bite me all the time, but I finally beat him up for it and straightened him out, and he's gotten better. He finally learned to love me. You know, he didn't like me at first, but when he really realized how much he liked me, he didn't mind stopping biting. But he used to bite me quite a bit, so I cut that in half for this here pie, and I might have got it a little too wet. Now get out of there. Hey, I'm gonna have no dog in there. Get on.
This is apple pie.
Yes, sir. Now this one's gonna be a Jonathan pie. Now, I know most people use the roller, but I hadn't got around to it yet.
So you took about half the dough out? Is that right?
Exactly, Matthew.
Okay.
Exactly.
And what are you making at this time?
This would be the bottom.
Okay. Bottom.
If it's unless it don't make enough. And yeah, we're gonna have to see. I don't really trust this thing is not stuck on the board. That's been my problem with these pies is I'll end up getting these things stuck on the board on.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, you put flour down on the board, and that was probably a good move, huh?
I try, but like I said, it still happens to me. I make about 3 of these a week. I've been going through a lot of them lately, bud.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, what's that utensil you're using right there on that?
That's a roller.
A roller.
Yeah, I got that one. I got that one at the hardware store too.
Well, that's a nice looking.
Actually, I think I got that one at a thrift store.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we'll drag that joker right up on there. Oh yeah. Ha! We got lucky. That ain't too bad. Not really. So
that's good.
Why mess around? You know what I'm saying? Why wait?
So which one you putting in there?
Strike while the iron is hot, brother.
Yeah.
That right there is these are Jonathan's. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's that college kid that let me pick those off his tree? Grant?
Maybe, huh?
What's his last name?
Riley.
Grant Riley. He's a good guy. Okay. Yeah, he rents a property up here. I shouldn't talk too much because there won't be no apples there next year, huh? No, he's a good guy. Like I said, you can buy them. The problem with apples, my experience is, most of the ones you find at the store, they do a really good job of lasting a long time on the shelf. And the ones that I particularly like, they're not on the shelf very long. If you go look for Jonathan's, it's a very short season because they're not raised, or what do you call it? The growers haven't, I guess, changed them or fabricated them in a way that they would be. Oh man, bro, I wiped out.
I think you're good.
Okay.
I thought we were gonna start to make a tamale or an enchilada right there for a second. I was like, hey, that sounds good too.
Like I said, my biggest problem is I get messed around here and these things get stuck on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice. Really smooths it out. It's good.
So far, so good. It's working.
Both of your dogs are laying down.
I don't know.
Quiet like.
Crazy.
Well, it's kind of.
You gonna get a quick You gonna get a picture of him?
Yeah, we got him cooling it right now.
Yeah.
There's a dog right there. That's Tina. And there's Jake. That's the old hound dog right now.
Oh yeah. I think we're golden, brother.
That looks good. That's gonna be a good pie.
Uh-oh. I'm getting a little bit rough with it. Oh, yeah. I have to get another tool of some kind here.
I'll go in for a tool.
Yeah. I don't know what. We'll use a
Oh.
fish fillet knife. Huh?
That looks pretty serious.
Yeah, get the fish fillet knife out.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a knife. Yeah. Doing some trimming, huh?
Just a little, not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lot. Actually, I like a little extra on there.
You definitely have some overhang there, right?
Yeah,
When
I
you're
like
doing that?
I like that.
Okay.
Don't have to have a lot of it, but I like it. So
That looks good.
it's coming along pretty good there.
Yeah.
I got pretty lucky. Yeah. I kind of wiped out there for a minute, but things came back in for me. You know what I mean? Somebody told me you got to do that, or else it'll mess up in the oven.
Those are little air holes. Is that
Exactly.
okay?
Yeah. You can see it, brother.
Let's get me zoom in there.
That's
Oh,
as good as it gets for me.
That's looking good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
So 1 hour, give it an hour, something like that. 350, and you got apple pie.
That looks good.
Yeah.
About 1 hour in the oven, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I forgot the sugar. A lot of times I'll put a little brown sugar in there.
Okay.
It helps it brown it. I don't mess with cinnamon, stuff like that. Just not interested in it. No.
Great.
So enjoy and let someone else eat some of it. Just a little of it, huh? God bless you. Bye.